Welcome back once again to SwitchStars and another weekly deals video, where today I'm going to be rounding up 10 great eShop deals for you, all priced under $10. And there's still a day or so left to pick up some huge deals under $5, so be sure to check out my last video linked down in the description box below. But for now, drop a like and subscribe for more Switch content, and let's get into it. So an absolute gem of a game up first then with Untitled Goose game, a game in which players take on the role of a mischievous goose wreaking havoc in a peaceful village. The gameplay in this one revolves around completing a series of objectives that involve tricking, stealing and generally causing chaos to the villagers, and each objective requires a mix of stealth, timing and creativity to solve puzzles and progress through the different areas of the village. It's a good time all round this one though, with the game's charming art style and humorous antics making it a delightful and engaging experience for players of all ages, but there's even more fun to be had when tackling it in 2-player mode. Don't Starve then is a fair few years old now, but it's still a solid little survival game, if not a little bit tough in my opinion. Players are dropped into a dark and dangerous world, each one randomly generated and filled with strange creatures, hidden dangers and surprises, and the primary goal is of course to survive for as long as possible by gathering resources, crafting tools and building shelters, but as with most survival games, it features permadeath, meaning that once the player dies, they must then start over from scratch. Its dark Tim Burton-esque art style and challenging gameplay mechanics keep players constantly on their toes as they manage hunger, sanity and health at the same time, and the multiplayer version, called Don't Starve Together, can also be picked up for around $15. Owing to the recent announcement of its sequel, it's no wonder that we find this one on sale right now, but Darkest Dungeon is a challenging gothic roguelike turn-based RPG about the psychological stress of adventuring. Players recruit, train and lead a team of flawed heroes through twisted forests, forgotten warrens, ruined crypts and beyond, all in the hopes of conquering the Darkest Dungeon. But not only must they face unimaginable foes, but also stress, famine, disease and the ever-encroaching dark. The unique stress system in the game affects the hero's behaviour though, adding an extra layer of strategy and difficulty to the game, and success hinges on careful management of a roster of heroes, each with their own skills and quirks, as well as careful positioning in battles. An absolute must play though for fans of roguelikes and those looking for a challenge. Another one for fans of roguelikes today then, Dreamscaper combines roguelike dungeon crawling with a modern narrative, where players dive into the subconscious of the protagonist, Cassidy. Each night, she must battle her nightmares in surreal, ever-changing dreamscapes, utilising a variety of weapons and abilities, whilst during the day players can explore Cassidy's waking life, building relationships and unlocking new powers and upgrades for the dream world. The gameplay is a mix of fluid combat, strategic planning and emotional storytelling, and all in all, it's an underrated gem of a roguelike in my opinion. If you're a fan of the XCOM games, then Invisible Ink might be right up your alley. It's a tactical espionage game that emphasises stealth, strategy and precision, as players take control of a team of agents infiltrating procedurally generated corporate facilities. Each mission requires careful planning and execution, utilising a variety of gadgets and abilities to avoid detection and complete objectives, but the turn-based mechanics, coupled with permadeath and limited resources, make every decision you make critical. The game's high replayability is driven by its procedurally generated levels and deep tactical gameplay though, and if you're looking for a game that will really make you think about your every move, then Invisible Ink should suit you nicely. One for all you classic Ninja Gaiden fans out there then, Cyber Shadow is a retro-style action platformer where players control a cybernetic ninja named Shadow. The game pays homage to the 8-bit classic, featuring tight platforming, challenging combat, and a variety of upgrades and abilities to unlock as players navigate through meticulously designed levels, defeat powerful bosses, and uncover the story of a world overrun by synthetic life forms. The game's precise controls and nostalgic presentation though make it a rewarding experience for fans of old school platformers, and as with its influencers, I recommend going into this one expecting a fairly decent challenge. Taking things down a notch then with a bit of chill, Far Changing Tides is an atmospheric adventure game that places players in control of a unique customizable vessel as they explore a vast flooded world. The gameplay in this one focuses on managing the ship's various systems, solving environmental puzzles, and uncovering the story of a world transformed by water. The serene yet melancholic atmosphere of the game though is complemented by stunning visuals and a haunting soundtrack, creating an immersive and reflective experience, and it's a relatively short game to play through, clocking in at just over 5 hours, but one well worth experiencing. Pumpkin Jack is up next, one of my favourite 3D platformers of recent times, where players assume the role of Jack, the mythical pumpkin lord on a quest to help evil triumph over good. Set in a vibrant Halloween-inspired world, the game features a mixture of platforming, combat and puzzle solving, and it very much reminds me of a modern-day medieval game, for those of you old enough to remember that PS1 gem. But you'll be traversing through different themed levels, defeating enemies and bosses, and using Jack's head to solve various puzzles, with an interesting little mini-game to complete to transition between zones. The game's colourful art style and engaging gameplay mechanics make it a fun and spooky adventure, and another underrated gem of the genre in my opinion. For the detectives amongst you, and fans of Sherlock and Lovecraft alike, The Sinking City is an open world detective game set in a Lovecraftian universe, in which players control Charles Reed, a private investigator exploring the flooded city of Oakmont. With supernatural forces at play, the gameplay revolves around investigating crimes, interacting with its various inhabitants, solving puzzles and battling eldritch horrors whilst managing Reed's insanity. While admittedly the Switch version takes a bit of a knock to its visuals and performance, it's still well worth a play for the price. And a point to note on that, the sale price listed above for the UK, Australia and Europe are all for the standard edition, as the Deluxe edition is only on sale in the US and Canada at the moment, but it includes 2 additional DLC packages. Rounding off today's list then, we have Coromon, a worthy alternative to Pokemon this one, and a monster taming RPG that blends the traditional turn-based combat of the Pokemon games with some modern day gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to swap out the moves of your monsters at any point outside of battles. As with the Japanese giant though, players are tasked with capturing and training Coromon creatures, each with their own unique abilities and types, to build a powerful team, as they battle to save the world from a shady organisation hell-bent on releasing the dark power upon it. The game features a rich story, challenging puzzles and strategic battles reminiscent of the early Pokemon games, while the vibrant pixel art and deep customization options make it a nostalgic yet fresh experience for fans of the genre. And that just about does it for this week's roundup of deals. Let me know what you've been playing this week, and whether or not you'll be picking any of the featured games up today down in the comment section below. But for now, thanks to the patrons of the channel for their ongoing support, and to you the viewers for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves and game on.